In today's lesson, we will go over the effects of emotional neglect, and we'll get into the avoidant attachment style. I'll be utilizing this book by Alan Shores, The Science of the Art of Psychotherapy. So, to jump right into this, an individual who's experienced childhood emotional neglect, they don't want to connect to another person in a vulnerable way. There is this feeling that emotions are bad or that they are overwhelming. So when an individual is trying to, just appear in life, they may be afraid to ask for help. They may fear others who carry heavy emotionality. That actually may be a very strong trigger. And there could also be this sense of wanting to constantly withdraw from any kind of scenario that could seem like it could be concrete. So, developing a relationship would be very difficult, and there might be a lot of conflict involved. But this is because there's a major disconnect between self and self, self and other, and self and environment. And this disconnect is because the primary caregiver was supposed to help them as a child oscillate between different emotional affective states where you are seen as a human being who has feelings, and it's okay to cry and to be angry and to have desires of wanting your back rubbed. So this primary caregiver didn't give this to the child, and now this child's evolving into an adult who fears feeling, because what happens if they were to actually feel? Well, they would be rejected. So it doesn't matter the scenario of the primary caregiver or the severity of you know how they responded to this person. What matters is that they were so disconnected themselves that they couldn't give this to another individual. And now this child or this grown adult now is taking on that burden and still living that out. So having a disconnect from any kind of emotion leaves a person confused and feeling as though other people may be out to get them or maybe trying to, um, you know, have bad intent, but simply others may just want to, meet you at a relatable level or allow you to, experience a reality that is of something that's not so defensive. So, if we look at the emotional neglect, we can simply see that, this individual was never given an opportunity to express what they feel. They were never given an opportunity to honor their impulses. And those impulses of reaching out and of crying, those were blocked. So, this individual may actually carry a lot of tension in the throat, closed throat. Their shoulders may be dangling down or really tightly pulled back because the body is developing a defense so that it can experience the environment um, in a way to survive. Okay, so that's with emotional neglect. And if we look at the avoidant attachment style, this, just by the words, it's avoiding emotions, avoiding sensitivity and intimacy, avoiding any kind of, human to human interaction, or just keeping everything at bay. Like, as long as I can hold myself back here and I can make sure that I see everything as it is and I can scan the room and I can hold myself back from melting in and releasing, then I am safe. So this avoidant attachment style is it's such a fear state of what happens if feelings allow me to be What would my life look like? Who would I be as an individual if I am not hard, if I am not withdrawn, if I am not, standing strong as this person? So, rightfully so, if I can give you any kind of um, support or justification in this, like, absolutely. Pulling back and withdrawing and keeping, people at bay, that is to protect you and to keep you, feeling safe. But what I will say in this is that if you want connection and if you want relationships, if you want to express yourself and live a creative life that is just full of color and vitality, then the practical steps for this, if I'm to give you any practical steps, it's to start to ask for help in little ways. If you're in a relationship right now and you're talking, you're communicating with your partner and they're mad at you because you can't meet them where they are at emotionally, you don't have the capacity to do that just yet. So letting them know, I want to feel and I want to express more, but I don't know how to. So if you can be patient with me on this journey, I'm getting to know myself and I'm getting to know the way that I can connect with you on a deeper level, but I have to respect that my body isn't ready to give in just yet. I'm not ready to give you what you may need right now. So just give me a little bit of time, okay? And just having that conversation, that right there is going to teach them how to work with their emotions. You don't have to give yourself away and, try and morph into this individual. You're not ready for it yet. It's okay. It takes time. So, looking at the emotional neglect, this is the disconnect from the self, from the other person, and from the environment, and really believing that everything in the outside world it's not going to support you. And that's scary as a child. To feel like you can't just be a child who's carefree and open and, playful, and to be shut down, all of your impulses to have to be withheld. That's a very scary and it's very rageful that a child has to withdraw and has to be the adult and contain themselves, censor themselves because the primary situation couldn't meet them there. So, this emotional neglect is so heavy on a child. And as you develop into an adult, these become burdens. And these burdens become more of a, where do I want to go with this? Because I'm going somewhere that I really don't want to go, but this has to come forward. These burdens become more of a problem in your life. They become a problem in your workspace and your relationships and who you believe you are as an individual. It's just limiting. So it becomes a problem. And, you know, moving forward with this, because there's a lot of emotions that I'm trying to support you in with this, is that now you're in a place where you're watching this video and you are ready to understand your avoidant attachment style. And if you can simply look at the fact that, not fall victim to it, but just look at the fact that you have this beautiful and intelligent system that told you that you have to disconnect from feeling because that is a way that you were actually being attacked, then you will see that as a saving grace. Your avoidant attachment style was a saving grace, but now you're here because you're wanting this connection and you want to, meet others in a certain way and feel more. Well, you're going to teach yourself how to do what your primary caregiver couldn't do for you, and that is to learn to oscillate between feeling states, to feel, just a little bit of excitement more than you normally would. And you'll learn how to express that by simply like maybe moving around a little bit more, or maybe when you feel sadness, you'll actually breathe deeper into that sadness. This would be a beautiful somatic practice. Breathing so deeply in to that sadness and allowing that to come through, because the energy that is there and that wants to come outside of you, oh, it is a reservoir just waiting to pour out. So this was a video that I just wanted to make for individuals who feel so disconnected from what they feel, because I believe so powerfully that the amount that you have contained, that heavy amount in the years and years and years of containment, you equally have an expressive and this just vitalized energy that is equivalent to the containment. And so once that is able to be expressed and felt, your body is going to soften. You will be in different relationships and you'll be able to receive more, and you'll feel safe within who you are, within your relationships and within your immediate environment. Okay? So I hope this video has supported you. Let me know what you experienced. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm going to leave it right here. I will see you in my next video.